this should have been like a normal casual date now, Nothing too serious, nothing too special. It started off with Tinder. So I matched with this girl. I think it was the second or third time I matched with her. And my Tinder game is literally like, because I downloaded and deleted the app. I was like, fuck this, like I can't be bothered using it. And then I realized, my place where I live, there's not really pretty women. You have to like, yeah, they're only on a night out or in the city. It's like I'm not going to be walking the city streets just to cold approach. So like, I got Tinder, everything, messaging, fine, chill, chill, chill. But I'm the type who literally just messages for logistics. There isn't like any bullshit, any like, of course there's like some flirtatious shit, but it's not like how everyone like asks like, oh, what are you doing today? Like, what's your favorite color? Like, I don't do that bullshit. I genuinely just can't be asked anymore. So I get this, and I just message her like, oh, sick of some bullshit. And from the start, she is so easy just to message. It's just so chill for logistics. There isn't no like bullshit of like, yeah, of course, like no shit tests or anything like that, which was just easy. I was like, oh, sweet. I set a time, I set a place, and she was like, sweet, cool. And then, of course, the girl's gonna like message, so, I want to know a little bit about you. What are you? I literally just ignore the question. I just tell them, wait till the day or something. The day arrives, right? And to be honest, I don't know where we're gonna go. I was, I was just thinking, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't take Tinder dates out like for a nice day or anything. Like they don't deserve it, logistically speaking. Like Tinder, as I've talked before, it's literally just casual stuff. There's nothing, there's no serious relationship, nothing. So I'm not gonna like get courted by a girl to do some bullshit then some other guy didn't have to do. So, anyways, and excuse me if my voice is a little shit. I might be getting a little cold, but it's fine. So I'm driving to hers, and she literally just messaged me. You can just come to mine. We can chill here because she had her own flat, and it was like peak rush hour, and I was like, I can't be fucked driving in traffic anymore. So I was like, sweet, chill. My mind's already racing through like scenarios like, oh, bro, I'm gonna like fuck her and shit. Like, she's got her own apartment. It's gonna be mean. I get to a place. It was an apartment, so I literally just walked in. She gave me the floor, all this shit. Got up the elevator, got up there. She didn't look exactly what her photos looked like, and in this like, no, she wasn't completely ugly, like, but my mood and my energy was just like, oh, come on, like I gotta deal with this shit. I know it sounds bad, but it's the truth. Like, look, Tinder is literally just based on first attractions. Her photos were very, very good. Then when I saw her in reality, I was like, oh, okay. She was short. She was like decent good looking, it wasn't the best. And I was literally contemplating it. I was, because she already looked, she was like waiting in her door. I was like, do I just turn around and like go back down the elevator? But I was like, I mean, that's gonna be maybe quite rude. I should have. I literally should have. But I did learn so much from it, and I'll tell you later what she said. It was fucking crazy. I should have left because there was some shit she said that was just, let's just say I didn't know girls would do things like that. I mean, I did, but I thought it'd be more rare. So, anyways, we say hi, blah, blah, blah. I go and just like for the one arm hug casually, like I always do. And I already see she's drinking a wine. this this chick drank a whole bottle of wine while I was there. It wasn't just before I got there, by the way. But her apartment was nice as. It was like overlooking the water, It was chill. It was like new as well. So that was mean. But we were literally just sitting on the couch chatting, and At the start, it was fine. I I already put this in my mindset, like, nothing sexual is gonna happen. You don't want anything sexual to happen, so just talk, and sometime you'll leave. So we're talking, you know, and just normal talk. And after some time, the conversation, I think she turned it to some crazy sexual shit. Like, what's the craziest stuff we've done? All right. So I say my stuff, and then she starts to saying hers. And I could not imagine, like, the shit she did. Like, I don't know, like, if I'm gonna say here, of course, no one knows who this girl is. I've blocked her on everything, so it's like she ain't gonna find this. But I just, it's very haram, put it that way. It's also disgraceful to God and to everything. Like, not. It's just the shit she said put me in like a shock. I was like, there's no way that, not you can live with yourself, but like, basically, to sum it up, I know you're probably like dying for me to like say in detail, like spill the beans, but I'm also considering, like, I don't want to get demonetized, which I doubt it would, but she was committing. So basically, she was a slut when she was younger. She said, I used to be a whore when I was younger. I was like, okay. This girl was 20. In school, so I used to be known as that whore walking around. I was like, okay, sweet. And okay, through this whole time, I held frame. I boosted her ego by saying, oh, that's sick, oh, tell me more. Oh, how did this happen, Oh, I understand why you did that. Oh, that's completely normal, I wasn't like, oh, that's disgusting. Oh, you should feel ashamed of yourself. Because if you have that approach, the girl's gonna look at you and be like, okay, why am I telling him this shit? Of course, she was a little bit like tipsy and everything. But if you come with that approach of just like, oh, that's cool. Oh, no, I completely understand why you did that. Even if you're deep down disgusted, deep down you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? But you keep boosting her ego. You keep like, no, I completely understand why you did that. Oh, no, that makes total sense. She's gonna think you're not judging her, and she's literally gonna spill everything in front of you. And then you're actually gonna realize what type of girl that is. So yeah, we're playing cards. Girls play them all the time. You're literally just, I literally just use this as like a fun game. I was like, I genuinely want to know what crazy shit she did. So she told me this, and then she says, so, my first boyfriend, we were drunk, and he just blurts out that she didn't know how to like suck dick in front of all his friends and everything. So she said, I dumped his ass right there. This was like some high school stuff shit. And then she says, I wanted to learn how to. So I got this like friend every single day in school, because she said she went to a Catholic school. There was a church. Every single day in that church, she was doing that to the boy for 6 months. He was teaching her this shit for 6 whole fucking months in a church. Honestly, I was in disbelief. I was like, there's no way, like, this is possible. There's no way for someone in their right human minds to do this in a church and think it's okay. And then she pulls out with the, oh, but we did it in the church, so it's fine because God blessed. I was like, bitch, God didn't bless you shit. He's looking down on disappointment. You had this potential in life. You had this potential to go somewhere, to do something. And this is what you're doing with your life, sucking dick in a church for 6 months straight. So she tells me this shit, and dude, I was disgusted. My mind was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I played off cool. I was like, "Oh, that's sick. What else did you do?" So this chick literally blurts out all this rubbish, and what I'm trying to get to the point is, I always used to be that judgmental guy. I always used to judge people so much. For the past after ever since I broke up with my ex, I stopped. I stopped judging people. Of course, you judge people in your mind and everything, but I just stopped saying it to people because I realized that no one better than you is gonna hate on you, and it's so true. I basically hate on nobody. Like there's people that like I hated from my past, and now I look at them like I feel bad for them. I feel sorry for them. I can't hate them. But it's the same thing with judgment. When you judge people, it's this sort of like salty energy that's like not pleasant, especially with girls. Look, if you're shit testing a woman, all right, if you're trying to vet a woman on a date, if she's wife quality, if she's going to be a relationship material or whatever, you're never going to get there if you literally judge her and if you have this weird face on you like, gosh, you did that. Sometimes you have to level the playing field. So when she said some crazy shit she did, all right, you sometimes have to say the same, even if you haven't done some crazy shit. Or maybe if it was something, but you have to level it up a bit, level it up to her playing field. Because if she has someone there who she's talking to where you've done something similar, she's gonna dig deeper and deeper and spill more and more and more. I know this might look as like some bad like manipulative tactic in a way, which it is. All right, I'm not denying it is a manipulative tactic. You're basically telling her, "That's crazy. That's amazing. That's cool. Tell me more." And you're basically just putting her in the safe space where she can tell you anything. In reality, you're literally just vetting this girl if this is the right person for you. Of course, I was there on a casual day. I already knew. I was like, I don't do anything serious. I was like there for fun. And she was telling me this shit and I was like, okay, sweet, mean. We playfully joked. I playfully teased her and everything about this. But yeah, she told me way more stuff. And I literally got to a point where I was like, I just want to go home. So we end up playing a card game. Because right there I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home in my head. And before that she said like she was asking me like, oh, what are you like, what's your not goal or anything, and I literally told her, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't do anything serious. I just like casual days. I just like to have fun. I pursue fun. And my mind's like telling me, you're not having fun, go home. So I was about to leave and then she's like something like, oh, did you think I was gonna fuck you? And I was like, my brain was like, I literally told her no. I didn't want to fuck you. Like, I blended that out. I was like, oh shit, fuck. Maybe I don't want to insult this bitch. I mean, I don't want to insult this chick. Like, that might be a bit too mean. So I was like, no, sex? Who said sex? I don't want to have sex. I was being truthful. I genuinely didn't want to have sex with this girl. But then I was like, I can't just say, like, I'm going to go now because her mind's going to think, oh, he just was here for sex. And honestly, I would be a bit like, sad, not sad. I would be a bit like, oh, like she thinks. Of course, it was my misbelief. She thinks like, oh, he's here just for sex. In reality, I wasn't. So I maybe might have made the mistake. I was like, all right, let's play a game. We ended up playing a card game. It was boring as fuck. I was like, okay, I gotta go soon. Like, I've got this like big thing I need to do. This big thing I need to go do. So I was literally like playing this card game. We were done, and I was like, okay, I gotta go. And I could see she kind of wanted me to stay, but I was like, no, sorry, I gotta go. So say goodbye. I leave. And the time I was there, I checked my phone a couple of times, and this other chick's messaging me like, "Oh, can I see you tonight? Can we like go out tonight?" And I was like, it was 9 o'clock, or it was getting to 9, and I was like, I'm too tired for this shit, man. Like, I gotta go home. I want to eat food and I want to go sleep. So I'm literally on the drive home. I'm literally like contemplating. I was like, that was literally the boringest date in the world. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, bros. You take a girl's beauty away, and all of a sudden, there's not much left. I know it sounds harsh, mean. You might say sexist if you're like some feminist little soy boy, blue pill beta male. But if you understand the world we live in, guys pedestalize women. They see some pretty girl and they pedestalize her. You take her beauty away, she's probably some boring ass girl who scrolls for 6 hours a day on Instagram Reels. So of course, there's two morals to the story: is if you don't want to do it, don't do it. And at the end of the day, listen to your gut. Okay, my gut was telling me just go home, and I did. I couldn't be bothered anymore. Just listen to your gut, because 99.9% of the time your gut is right. I ignored my gut in my first relationship, and it got me to where, like, yeah, it got me into a toxic relationship. I'm not saying it got me to where I am today. I probably would have, maybe I would have been somewhere else, maybe not, who knows. But if I listened to my gut, I would have taken a way different path. And another like lesson from this is stop pedestalizing women, because I understand, bro. I get that, we pedestalize women because she's pretty. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I can never get with her. You take that beauty away. And maybe she's just this annoying brat. Maybe she's this girl who has no personality, who makes no funny jokes, who literally just sits there and expects shit. So sometimes just take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and make like a decision. Because yeah, it's hard to leave from shit. I'm not saying this wasn't hard. I'm just saying sometimes you'll be in a situation where you don't want to leave, okay? But the girl will chase you more when you leave, because you're not she sees that you're not there so desperately, until she's like, can you go home now? So you gotta hold frame. You gotta get to a point where it's okay for me to leave. Basically, just don't get controlled by lust. That's a big part, and I've been saying that so much, is when lust controls you, it's your biggest downfall. Like that guy saw Solomon, was it? In the olden times, he got gifted by God like super strength. Like he was defeating armies single-handedly. And his secret was he had to grow out his hair, no alcohol, no lust. He kept falling into lust. And then once his enemies bribed Delilah to get the secret out of him, why he's so strong, he told her 3 lies. She told that to them, and they tried that on him, and he knew she was selling him out. Yet his lust was so greedy that eventually he told her the truth. It's my hair. They cut his hair. They tortured him because he had no strength left. So he got sold out because he was so in lust with this one woman. Now, look, it's fine to be in lust, but if you follow the red pill, there comes a time where you just have to leave. There comes a time, like, you're always in control. And this is the whole reason of getting an abundance with women, because when you have an abundance with women, it's so hard to have one-itis on some girl. It's so hard to give everything to this girl, because, look, the less attention you give to girls, the more they're going to chase you, because they're going to see it as you're not like so needy like everyone else. Literally, if you try that in reality, it's gonna make wonders for you, brother. I hope this video could have taught you something. There's a link in the top link in the description if you want to join. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, my G.